Yo, YouTube, what's up with your boy? Sports and Fitness Rants. I'm back, guys. Click that like button. Subscribe to my channel. What's up, y'all? Welcome back, guys. Welcome back, man. Got another great video for you guys today, as usual, man. You guys know the deal on this channel. It's all about setting the record straight, stopping the lies, stopping the narratives, stopping them from rewriting history, guys. And in this video, I want to talk about something or continue from something we were talking about in the live yesterday as far as LeBron James and his lack of competitiveness versus someone like a Michael Jordan and some of the other great competitors, the Kobe Bryants, the Larry Birds, like I said, the Jerry West, the Bill Russells, these guys that were known as ultimate competitors, the Magic Johnson. Like, you've heard legendary stories about these guys' competitiveness, right? And I was thinking, like, 5 LeBron James, if we had 5 LeBron Jameses, and we put them up against 5 Michael Jordans, let's say, what would happen? And to me, 5 LeBrons versus 5 Jordans, it's not even a competition, guys. To me, if they had to play a series, it wouldn't be close. To me, it would be a blowout. It would be a sweep in a 7-game series. And I want to talk about in this video, man, the lack of competitiveness, the mindset, the mentality of someone like LeBron James and all the intangibles that he lacks versus someone like a Michael Jordan and some of these other great players that we've talked about with the intangibles, man. So we're going to talk about in this video, man, 5 LeBrons versus 5 Jordans, man, and how that would look, guys, right? And I want to thank you guys, everyone across the world, everyone across the states, man. Shout out to everybody out there, man. Everybody out there, man, who's been supporting the live streams. Now, shout out to my man, Uncommon Sense. Shout out to Zay. And, of course, shout out to my man, The Czar. That live yesterday was just on fire, man. It was great that it went down that way. We weren't planning on Uncommon to come through. And like I said, it was a great live. I had a great time with all you guys, man. So thank you to all you guys out there, man. And you guys know what to do. Turn the volume all the way up. Hit that play button. Remember, these videos are for educational purposes. And let's roll. So, yes, guys, like I said, man, I was thinking about the competitiveness or lack of competitiveness that we were talking about yesterday in the live. And I told you, I was listening to Uncommon Sense video in relation to the All-Star game with Kobe Bryant going at LeBron James. And how LeBron James just doesn't have that mindset. He just doesn't think that he's that dude like that. And he just doesn't have that competitive fire of some of the great competitors. Remember, there are levels to this, all right? These guys are competitors, man. We get it. They're going out there and they're competing. But there are levels to being a competitor, right? And Uncommon Sense was talking about this in this video, and we touched on this yesterday in the live. And I was thinking about this morning because I was rewatching some of the live and listening to some of the things that we were talking about. And I was thinking, if we had 5 LeBrons and we put them up against 5 Jordans, what would that look like? What would the outcome be, right? How would that play out on a basketball court? Now, I'm not saying 5 LeBrons, like exactly the identical version of, if you cloned LeBron James and you put 5 of them out there in the court and we cloned 5 Michael Jordans and we put them out there in the court, who would win? That's not necessarily what I'm talking about. I'm talking about 5 LeBron type people. 5 people with LeBron's mentality. 5 people who play the game like LeBron James, right? That's what I mostly mean. And if we took 5 players that had Michael Jordan's mentality, if we took 5 people like Michael Jordan, their competitiveness, right? What would that look like on a basketball court? And to me, there are several things that I think we can highlight here that would show that 5 Michael Jordan type players would destroy 5 LeBron type players. And why is this? Well, I mean, if we just quite simply think of, like I just mentioned, the mindset of someone like Michael Jordan, right? A true competitor, right? Someone who's always going to try to get the most out of himself, but not only himself, he's going to get the most or try to get the most out of his teammates, right? So that's one of the glaring differences between Michael Jordan and LeBron James, their approach to their teammates, their approach to practice, right? Their approach to the overall game. It's just a completely different approach. So when we talk about LeBron James on the basketball court and we say he's not really a competitor, right? He cheats the game. That's not Michael Jordan. So if you had 5 Michael Jordan type players out there versus 5 LeBron James type players, what are you going to get on the court? Right? Michael Jordan's going to be trash talking, right? He's going to have that confidence in himself, right? He's going to have that swag. LeBron James shrinks under that kind of pressure. He shrinks when people are getting in his face, like he shrunk against Kobe Bryant in the All-Star game in 2013 when Kobe Bryant was blocking him all over the court. Because remember, That All-Star game came on the heels of Michael Jordan being asked about Kobe Bryant and LeBron James. And remember, Michael Jordan said, hey, listen, they're both great players. He goes, but 5 beats 1. Remember, Kobe Bryant had 5 championships at this time. LeBron James only had 1 championship at that time. So Michael Jordan just made a blanket statement that 5 is greater than 1. And I don't think that Michael Jordan was saying that rings are the A-all, B-all. That's not what Michael Jordan was saying. But he was giving an honest assessment. Kobe Bryant's 5 trumps LeBron James 1, right? And remember, they interviewed LeBron James before the 2013 All-Star game, and LeBron James started talking about what? The rings. Oh, the rings don't mean everything. They don't define a player's career. LeBron James is a clown, right? And why was LeBron James trying to downplay championships versus someone like Kobe Bryant? Because he knew that he couldn't shine the shoes of Kobe Bryant, and he could not come anywhere close to Kobe Bryant at that time as far as championships goes. Remember, LeBron James choked it up in 2011, and he had to form a super team just to win his first championship. So LeBron James made those comments about the rings. Remember, LeBron James gave that cheesy line, you know, if championships were the A-all, B-all, then I would take Bill Russell over Michael Jordan because 11's better than 6, right? One of the cheesiest lines. I hate when people say that. That's the typical LeBron James fan thing. When you say that Michael Jordan has more championships than LeBron James, they immediately go to Bill Russell. Oh, well, Bill Russell has 11. We're talking about LeBron James and Michael Jordan, you clowns. We ain't talking about Bill Russell. But they love to bring up Bill Russell. LeBron James even took it a step further in the interview, and he brought up Robert Horry. This is the kind of dirtbag LeBron James. This is how much of a clown LeBron James is. You try to disrespect Michael Jordan by bringing up Robert Horry's 7 rings? You sound ridiculous, my man. Who the hell in their right mind would ever put Robert Horry's 7 rings in the same category as Michael Jordan's 6, or any of the superstar players' rings for that matter? Robert Horry's 7 rings ain't more impressive than Larry Bird's 3 rings, are they? Is Robert Horry's 7 rings more impressive than Magic Johnson's 5 or Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's 6? Right? I don't believe so. Are they more impressive than Wilt Chamberlain's 2? I don't believe so. Is Robert Horry leading a team in the 60s to a championship? Hell no. But Wilt Chamberlain did that. Robert Horry couldn't do that on his best day, man. He couldn't do that if his life depended on it. And there's no knock on Robert Horry, man. A solid, one of the great knockdown shooters in the clutch moments in the history of the game, one of the really good role players. But for LeBron James to bring up Bill Russell and then Robert Horry to say, well, the rings are not the only thing that we defined your career, you come across as a straight clown, right? Once again, a sensitive LeBron James. And Kobe Bryant took that personal. He took it personal. So LeBron James and Kobe Bryant were in that All-Star game, and Kobe Bryant went in on him, right? And what did Kobe Bryant say? This MFer can't score on me, man. Trash talking LeBron James into oblivion. Into oblivion. So if we think about that scenario, and then we compare it to the 5 LeBrons versus 5 Jordans, then you can see where I'm going with this as far as the trash talk. And once again, the mentality of someone like Kobe and someone like Michael Jordan versus a LeBron James. Also, we think about being a competitor and the mindset of Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan. The work ethic of these guys. Does anyone really compare LeBron James' work ethic to Kobe Bryant's or Michael Jordan's? I don't believe so. And once again, this is not to say that LeBron James hasn't worked hard in his life or he hasn't worked on his game or ever done any of this stuff. But there's levels. He ain't put the work in like Michael Jordan, and he damn sure ain't put the work in like Kobe Bryant. And the proof is in the pudding. We can see it in the video footage. You see LeBron James in year 22 stumbling and bumbling around the basketball court. LeBron James' game has declined. It's devolved into nothing but offensive fouling, blowing shoulder, using off arms, traveling, carrying the ball. This is all we see from LeBron James on a regular basis over the last 5 years or so. This is what his game has been reduced down to. Still can't shoot free throws with any sort of consistency. So are you really working on your game to that degree? And this goes to the mental, the mental problems for LeBron James. Because the free throw line for someone like a skill position player, remember, the big men in NBA's history often struggle from the free throw line. But why is that? Because traditionally, the big men were not known for taking jump shots or stepping outside the paint and shooting the ball. So you don't work on shooting necessarily like a point guard, let's say, or a shooting guard, right? They should be working on their dribbling, their shooting ability, the passing ability, traditionally. Not saying that big men can't dribble, big men can't shoot or pass, but traditionally, big men are closer to the rim. So they work on their moves closer to the rim. right? Also, we think about the dimensions of a lot of these big men. 7 feet tall, 7'2", 7'1", whatever it is. You think about the hand size of a lot of these guys. Sometimes having a giant hands, it hinders you shooting the basketball to a degree. Now we all know Michael Jordan had giant hands, excellent free throw shooter. We all know guys like Kawhi Leonard, huge hands, excellent free throw shooter. So once again, we think about the positions. That's when the position comes in. What are you working on regularly? Does anyone believe that LeBron James is working on his free throws regularly? He's a skill position player. He's supposed to be one of these perimeter guys. He should be a much better free throw shooter after all these years. But he's never worked on these things. This goes to your mindset, your mentality. You're not that competitive. Because if you really were, then you would want to work on your game regularly, religiously, and keep pushing yourself. Remember, Michael Jordan, the Kobe Bryant, these great players, they put more pressure on themselves than anyone else could put on them. So they keep working hard. They don't rest on their laurels. Michael Jordan wins 3 championships in a row. Why? Because he didn't rest on his laurels after the first one or after the second one, right? He came back again. He did this twice, right? Michael Jordan coming back from the retirement, in 93, playing baseball, coming back because once again, he was a competitor. He wanted to compete. He missed that competition. He missed the game of basketball because Michael Jordan truly loved the game. You can tell that Michael Jordan loved the game. LeBron James, to me, does not love the game like that. Doesn't love it. He just doesn't. We always say he loves what he gets from the game, what he's gotten from the game. The game has made his man a billionaire, has taken care of his family, his kids, his kids. His family is set, man, essentially for the rest of their lives. Even if his kids never played basketball in the NBA, they never worked a day in their lives. LeBron James has gotten all this money from playing basketball, but yet LeBron James has never given back to the game. Michael Jordan, if you think about most of Michael Jordan's career, guys, Patrick Ewing was getting more money than Michael Jordan before Michael Jordan came back for that second three-peat. I believe Michael Jordan was the highest paid player in the NBA for either 1 or 2 seasons in his career, guys. You know what I just said? Michael Jordan was the highest paid player in the NBA for like 1 or 2 seasons in his career. And I believe it was like the last 2 years of his career. When Michael Jordan should have been the highest paid player every year in the NBA. Why? Not just because he was so great in his skills, but what he did for the game. What he did for the game. The amount of money that guys are making today is a direct correlation to Michael Jordan and his contemporaries. The Larry Birds, the Magic Johnsons, right? The John Stocktons, the Karl Malones, the Hakeem Olajuwons, the Charles Barkleys, the Clyde Drexlers, the Reggie Millers, the Shaquille O'Neals, all the great players that played in the 90s from the beginning to the end, the Isaiah Thomases, the Kobe's, the Jason Kidds, the Grant Hills, the Penny Hardaways, the Alonzo Mournings, the Chris Mullins, the Scottie Pippins, all of these guys, David Robinson, Patrick Ewing, all of these great players that I just mentioned helped to lift the game up, and Michael Jordan was a star amongst stars. So, Michael Jordan, what he did for the game monetarily, what he did for the game globally, right? What he did for the game overall. Michael Jordan should have been the highest paid player every year. Every year. Because he gave back to the game. He helped lift up the game. It was the golden era. LeBron James don't play in the golden era. He doesn't. Think about some of the plays I just mentioned. A lot of people forget that in the late 90s, you had the Kobe's, the Allen Iversons, right? You had the Tim Duncans, the Dirk Nowitzkis, the Steve Nashes. These guys were coming into the league in the late 90s. There was a passing of the torch, a transition there from the greats to the greats. There was no transition from the 2000s to the 2010s to that degree. And the game went downhill because of these clowns out here. They destroyed the game. I mean, like I said, someone like Kevin Durant, someone like LeBron James, someone like James Harden destroyed the game. So we take 5 Jordans versus 5 LeBrons. It's not going to be close as far as the mental edge goes. The work ethic, what they did in practice. Now, once again, let's think about the teammates. 5 Jordan-type players are going to maximize each other. They're going to push each other to be better, right? They're going to sacrifice for each other. Could you imagine 5 LeBron-type players playing together? Who's getting the ball? Who's dribbling the ball up the court? Everyone's going to want the ball in their hands. You're going to have the other players standing around, not knowing what to do. No one's going to sacrifice for each other, right? No one's going to be making each other better. That's not what LeBron James ever done. he's going to be blaming his teammates. You have 5 LeBrons blaming each other. Everyone's out there blaming each other. Oh, it's your fault, man. Hey, ain't my fault, man. I'm averaging triple-double out here. I don't know what these guys are doing. These are the kinds of things that are going to happen with 5 LeBron James-type players on a basketball court. 5 Michael Jordan-type players are playing to win. 5 LeBron James-type players are playing for stats. They're not playing to win. There's a huge difference in mentality. There's a huge difference, guys, there when you're playing to win a game instead of playing just for stats, for your own personal gain, your own personal achievements. Because at the end of the day, LeBron James fans and LeBron James himself, they love to say, hey, it wasn't my fault. It wasn't LeBron James' fault. Look at his stats. He put up these amount of stats. It's everyone else's fault. It's the coach's fault. It's the role player's fault. It's the general manager's fault. It's the owner's fault. It's the fans' fault. They blame everybody else. Meanwhile, Michael Jordan will be putting up even more hellified numbers and losing to the Milwaukee Bucks, losing to the Boston Celtics, losing to the Detroit Pistons, but then they blame Michael Jordan for not beating those teams, even though he put up hellified stats. This is a LeBron James fan, this is LeBron James mentality. That's the most of Michael Jordan's mentality at all. And that's not the mentality of the Michael Jordan fans. I've told you guys many, many times, if Michael Jordan carried himself and played his career out the way that LeBron James has, jumping and joining Charles Barkley or trying to jump and join Hakeem Olajuwon and bringing somebody over like Clyde Drexler and forming a team that way, right? If Michael Jordan would have walked off the court early in 1995 when he lost to the Orlando Magic and was playing a sore loser mentality, playing the victim role, if he was always blaming Scottie Pippen in 88, blaming Scottie Pippen in 89, blaming Scottie Pippen in 1990, he was trying to get Phil Jackson fired after the 1990 Eastern Conference Finals when they lost again. If he was doing all of these things, acting that way, flopping around the court all over the place, right? Like I said, walking off the court early, throwing temper tantrums on the court, crying and moaning all the time, cursing in all these interviews, talking like a straight dirt bag, man, right? Getting fans ejected from the stands. If Michael Jordan was doing any of this stuff, I would not be a supporter of Michael Jordan, guys. And I've told you this. I don't support Michael Jordan just because I thought he was a nice guy or just because he was great XYZ. It was all the things that Michael Jordan did, how he carried himself out there, that I respect him. The respect is big for someone like me, as you guys have noticed on my channel. I have to respect you. I have to respect what you did. A lot of these guys today, I can't get behind them. I can't get behind them. Either when I listen to them speak, they sound ridiculous. Once they're hypocrites, they contradict themselves. These guys are liars. You know what I'm saying? They're not honest. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't understand what a lot of these guys are doing. When you watch them play the game, I can't get behind their games. LeBron James, I can't get behind LeBron James' game. Are you kidding me right now? So once again, 5 Jordan-type players versus 5 LeBron-type players is going to be a blowout, guys, of epic proportions. Because of the mental, weaknesses of LeBron James that we talked about, the lack of competitiveness, the lack of overall development in game, the evolution, it was a lack of all of this. Michael Jordan's game evolved, right? Because he worked on his game. That's why he had the fundamentals. LeBron James don't have the fundamentals. So the 5 LeBron James-type players out there, they're not boxing out. They can't dribble, right? And like I said, who's going to take the blame? Everyone's taking the blame. Oh, man, it's his fault. No, it's that. They're going to be pointing the finger at everybody. It's going to be like that Spider-Man, cartoon. Like you guys always see that Spider-Man when they're pointing at each other. That's LeBron James. No, you. No, it's not me. It's you, It's you, man. It's you. They're going to be patting on the bench. They all going to be patting on the bench. They all going to be pointing at each other. How many coaches are going to be fired for a LeBron James team? 5 Michael Jordans will sacrifice. They're coachable. 5 LeBrons, that's not a coachable team. They think they know everything. LeBron James thinks he knows everything. So imagine having 5 LeBrons on your team. That's a nightmare for a coach. That basically won't be a coach because LeBron James thinks he's the smartest person in the room. LeBron James thinks he has the highest IQ when we know it really doesn't have the highest IQ. As a matter of fact, LeBron James is kind of dumb to me. He just is. He speaks dumb. He sounds dumb. He looks dumb. And when you watch him play the game, it's dumb. You're like, what the hell is the dude doing? Dude, you have all this talent you play around, and yet you still don't understand how to sacrifice or maximize them. Once again, does anyone believe that LeBron James gets the most out of his teammates? So as 5 LeBron-type players, are they going to maximize each other? No, they're not. But 5 Jordan-type players are going to maximize each other by pushing each other in practice. LeBron James ain't going to do that. 5 Michael Jordan-type players are going to work on the fundamentals. LeBron James hasn't done that, right? Doesn't have the fundamentals like that. 5 Michael Jordan-type players are going to hustle more than 5 LeBron-type players. LeBron don't hustle like that. You think that 5 Jordans are going to lose to 5 LeBrons when the 5 LeBron Jameses are standing on the other side of the court because they didn't make it across the half-court line? Who's playing D? Who's getting back on D? No one. But Michael Jordan-type players are going to be hustling out there on the court. That's the one thing I know for sure. Yeah, Michael Jordan-type players might be off one night. They may not be making the shot. But you know what you never have to question? Their effort, their hustle. You know they're going to be there to give it their all. That's not the same that we can say for LeBron James, because we've seen many, many times. I posted that short clip of Charles Barkley from a couple years back. That was some years back. I believe that was the 2018 finals, right? When they got beat 4 games to nothing. And you saw LeBron James in game 4 just quit on his team like LeBron James always does. He's a quitter. When the going gets tough, LeBron James gets going. He just goes. He leaves. He don't. I mean, it's insane. He walks off, man. He just leaves when everything's getting hard for LeBron James. And what Charles Barkley said, he said the next person that comes to me and try to tell me that LeBron James is competitive as Michael Jordan, the competitive like that, as great as Michael Jordan, I'm punching him right in the face. He goes, I'm hitting you in the mouth. He goes, and I'll take my chances with the judicial system. He goes, I'm tired of hearing these fools come up to me talking about competitiveness with LeBron James. He ain't like that. And that's a fact from Charles Barkley. Now, we know he was, joking around as far as, hitting somebody, assaulting somebody. I mean, well, maybe he wasn't because he's Charles Barkley and stuff. But that's an honest statement, man. Don't try to compare anyone like LeBron James to anyone like Michael Jordan. You know what I loved hearing? I loved listening to Magic Johnson talk about that epic Monte Carlo clash when they win the Olympics. You guys remember? You guys have heard about that famous scrimmage in Monte Carlo, right? Where you had Michael Jordan squad versus Magic Johnson squad. It was the East versus the West, right? Magic Johnson leading the West, Michael Jordan leading the East. And Magic Johnson was trash-talking Michael Jordan. Because I told you guys, Magic Johnson is a true competitor, guys. That dude is a competitor, man. Watch Magic Johnson play the game. Listen to Magic Johnson speak. That dude's a true competitor, man. And he was going at Michael Jordan, trash-talking Michael Jordan, man. And he said, listen, man, we were beating Michael Jordan's team. And he goes, I went over to him and I was like, listen, man, you better turn to Air Jordan or we're going to run y'all off the court. And he said that Michael Jordan proceeded to destroy them, to just go at him, going at Clyde Drexler, going at Magic Johnson, trash-talking all these guys, and basically telling them, yo, there's a new sheriff in town. Y'all, it's my time now. I'm here. And he said, Magic Johnson said that he pulled some moves out in that scrimmage that he ain't never seen no one else do, man, that he don't believe anyone else could do. That's Air Jordan, all right? It's the same thing that we hear from a lot of the teammates in practice. This guy was doing stuff in practice that we're never going to see again, that I couldn't believe that he was in practice. That's how much it meant to him. Hounding his teammates, making them better. So, like we just mentioned, Michael Jordan's going to maximize himself, his teammates. So 5 Jordan-type players are going to be maximized playing with each other. They're going to sacrifice to play in a system. 5 LeBrons, they're going to be having, like I said, one guy dribbling the ball. Who's dribbling the ball? They're going to be arguing for the ball, crying and moaning for the ball. Everyone else going to be standing around. But the 5 LeBrons, they can't shoot. They cannot shoot. 5 Jordan-type players can shoot the ball because they've worked on fundamentals. They've worked on their game. They put the work in. They gave that effort. So offensively and defensively, it's night and day between these kinds of players. LeBron James can't shoot. Just can't. And when you talk about the IQ, Michael Jordan's IQ is much greater than LeBron James, man. So they're going to outsmart the 5 LeBrons easily. Because what's going to happen to the 5 LeBrons? They're going to get frustrated playing with each other. They're going to be frustrated. The 5 Jordan-type players are not going to be frustrated because everyone's going to have a chance to contribute and everyone's going to get recognition for that contribution. After a game like that, the 5 Jordan-type players are going to be deflecting the credit onto each other. But for the 5 LeBrons, yeah, man, I did this, I did that. I don't know what them dudes are doing, but I was over here carrying the team. I was doing this. I was doing a triple-double. I had a plus this. I had 14 rebounds. I had 10 assists. That's what you'll get from those clowns in a post game. Me. Whereas Michael Jordan, it was always we and us. We, us. I told you, they won in 91. They finally beat the Pistons in 91. And I posted that clip for you guys so you guys can see what I'm talking about. And the first 2 names that Michael Jordan said was Scottie Pippen and Horace Grant. The first names he said. Meanwhile, LeBron James wins a championship in 2016 and says that one made me the greatest of all time. Me, the greatest of all time. I never heard Michael Jordan ever say that. I've never seen LeBron James do anything for any of his teammates in those moments that Michael Jordan did for Scottie Pippen in 1997, right? When he pulled Scottie Pippen out, put his arm around him, and said, "You're my MVP." You'll never see LeBron James do anything like that. He can't share the light with anyone else. He has to take all the light from everyone else. So how is this going to play out, guys? You know how it's going to play out. 5 Jordan-type players versus 5 LeBron James-type players, to me, is a 4-game-to-nothing sweep. A blowout of epic proportions. Like I said, we're talking about bickering on the benches with the LeBron James players. Start doing the J.R. Smith treatment to itself. Oh, what are you guys doing out here? How many timeouts did we have? You didn't know what the score and the time was? What the hell, man? Think about the clutch moments. At the end of these game scenarios, let's say that the 5 Jordan-type players versus the 5 LeBron James-type players are in a close game, right? There's a couple of minutes to go. The score is close. Who do you guys think is going to make the correct plays down the stretch? I don't want to hear about, oh, LeBron James makes the right play. Who do you guys believe down the stretch of a game like that? Who do you depend on? Who do you think is more reliable? 5 Jordan-type players or 5 LeBron-type players in those moments? Easily, Michael Jordan comes out on top in those moments. Easily. Because of the IQ, the competitiveness, and not being afraid of the moment. Michael Jordan believes in himself. And the evidence is there. LeBron James can say he believes in himself, but when we watch him on the court, you can tell he doesn't believe in himself. The way he didn't believe in himself in the 2012 All-Star game at the end of that game, right? The same way he didn't believe in himself against Kobe Bryant in the 2013 All-Star game. He did not believe in himself. Go look at Michael Jordan's All-Star games. Go look at what he's doing competing-wise, right? He's going after guys. He ain't backing down to none of these dudes. He's out there stealing the limelight. He's out there shining brighter than the other bright stars. Remember in 1998, he was going at Kobe Bryant. He wasn't backing down from Kobe Bryant. You remember when Michael Jordan came back for the Wizards? He wasn't shying away from Kobe Bryant. He was going at Kobe Bryant, even though Kobe Bryant blocked his shot, even though Kobe Bryant was younger and hungrier than Michael Jordan at that time, right? He was coming after Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan never backed down from any of these challenges because he was a true competitor and he could fall back on his fundamentals. That's not LeBron James, guys. So in the clutch moments, it's Michael Jordan all day long. Not even close, guys. Not even close. The defensive end. Does anyone believe that 5 LeBron-type players is going to be better defensively than 5 Jordan-type players? Not even close. Once again, guys, because of the consistent effort of someone like Michael Jordan versus the lack of consistent effort from someone like LeBron James. It's just not the same. Right? LeBron James ain't giving that effort like I mentioned earlier. Do you think the 5 Michael Jordan-type players are not going to get across half court? Michael Jordan would be playing 5-on-0 because the 5 LeBrons would be on the other side of the court waiting for their teammates to get down. Oh, yeah, you guys go down, man. We're going to wait down here and cherry pick. Hey, if you get the rebound, throw it down to us. That's LeBron James' mentality. Let me cherry pick and hang out down here. Do you think that the 5 LeBrons are going to play help defense for each other? They're not even going to help each other. LeBron James wouldn't even help himself because he never has helped himself. He's never helped his teammates help him. He's never allowed the coaches to help him. He's handcuffed all these people, but then blames them. So LeBron James on defense, there's no hustle, no help defense. They'll stand and watch Michael Jordan drive right to the lane, and they'll be standing there with hands on hips. Michael Jordan will cut to the basket, score, and LeBron James will look at the other LeBron James and be like, yo, man, that's your man. How come you didn't cover my mistake? And they're going to look at each other like, no, that was your man, you fool. No, that's your man. Like, where's Kyle Kuzma to push the LeBron James in the back? Where are they? Because that's what you need from LeBron James. You got to push that man to make a rotation because he don't rotate. He don't do nothing. Stand with hands on hips. These are the facts, guys. You see what I'm saying here? It's not close when you think about a lot of this stuff. Remember, it's not 5 clones of LeBron or 5 clones of Jordan. It's the type of players. Of 5 LeBron types versus 5 Jordan types. Not even close, guys. Because of the competitiveness, the lack of mindset, right? The lack of overall fundamentals, the lack of hustle, the lack of effort. It's insane, man, that people think LeBron James right behind Michael Jordan. Like I said, there are other great players that we could think about this for. 5 Larry Bird type players versus 5 LeBron James type players. 5 Kobe type players versus 5 LeBron type players. 5 Magic Johnson type players versus 5 LeBron James type. I mean, we can go on and on with this, with the great players. Because a lot of those guys have the intangibles that LeBron James don't have. They have the work ethic that LeBron James just don't have. It matters to them. They play with the love of the game. They play with that fire. LeBron James don't play with that fire. Always looking for an excuse. Always making an excuse. Also, with 5 LeBron-type players versus 5 Jordan-type players, let's say how a season would play out. How would it play out? These guys are going to load manage. The 5 Jordan-type players ain't missing no games. They're coming to play every night. They're going to bring their A game. The 5 LeBrons, they ain't bringing their A game. They'll be ducking the smoke versus the 5 Jordan-type players. They're going to load manage on the Jordan-type players. They're going to load manage on each other. LeBron James would load manage on his own, on himself. He's done it. He does it. Just load manage. Just miss games for no reason. The toughness of LeBron James can't shine Michael Jordan's shoes, man. He ain't tougher than Michael Jordan. He ain't grittier than Michael Jordan. And to me, I don't believe LeBron James is stronger than Michael Jordan pound for pound. I just don't believe he is. To me, Michael Jordan was stronger than LeBron James. He played stronger than LeBron James. LeBron James can't rebound for his size. He just can't. He don't give the effort on the rebounds. He didn't play defense like that. He didn't give the effort like that consistently. So once again, you guys know the deal. 5 LeBron-type players, they're going to have everyone ejected from the stands. I mean, my goodness, they're not going to know what number to wear. Yo, what number we wearing? We wearing 6 or we wearing 23? We can't wear 23. You ain't even got your own number, dude. You're not original. No creativity. Finishing above or below the rim, give me the 5 Jordan-type players easily over the 5 LeBron-type players. LeBron can't finish like Jordan above or below. Can't. And like I said, imagine LeBron James had to go to the free throw line at the end of the game with his team down by 2. And LeBron James has to knock 2 free throws down. Does anyone believe that LeBron James can step to the free throw line like Michael Jordan did against the Celtics in '86 in that game, right? In that game 1, when he scored those 63, game 2, he scored 63 points. He scored 63 points, guys. And don't forget, at the end of regulation, Michael Jordan was gypped. The Bulls were gypped. Not like, oh, they were robbed. But remember, the rules were different. Michael Jordan, at the end of that game, guys, in regulation, was fouled taking a 3-pointer. With zeros on the clock, he got fouled shooting a 3. The Bulls were down by 2. If they give Michael Jordan 3 free throws in that moment, the Bulls could win that game with Michael Jordan at the free throw line. But because the rules were the way they were, he was only awarded 2 free throws for getting fouled on a 3. Michael Jordan had to go to the free throw line, guys, with no time on the clock, down by 2, in hostile Boston Garden, guys. 1986 against the #1 team in the league, the legendary Boston Celtics. And Michael Jordan go to the free throw line with no one on the court. Because you guys know in basketball, when there's zeros on the clock, everyone leaves the court except for the person shooting free throws and the referee. So they're heckling Michael Jordan. They're screaming at Michael Jordan. They're saying all this crazy stuff. And this is second year Michael Jordan, guys. Steps to the free throw line and knocks both free throws down to send the game to OT. Like I said, if he was awarded 3 free throws, he could have won that game. A lot of people don't remember that. They forget that. LeBron James wouldn't have made those free throws. Year 2 LeBron James, year 22 LeBron James wouldn't have made those free throws because he's devolved. We've seen that. He ain't that dude. You guys know the deal, man. I'll catch you guys on the next one.